Come forward. This has been a long, difficult battle we fought. Our men are in need, in desperate need. And the women here in town, our fine ladies of Virginia, have devised a way to help our poor brethren in the field. And to announce this plan, I would like to introduce my cousin, Mrs. Elizabeth Randolph.
Indeed, friends, I know full well the price you have paid during this war to date. I know what it's been like for all of you dear families to have to live without your loved ones. The things that you have done for them whilst they've been gone. The bandages you've been making, the shirts, the stockings, the money, the food, the praying, the letters. Everything you have done to help our brave soldiers in our great cause. But understand this, the enemy still invades our country. We have yet to have an absolute victory. But even still, our soldiers are in need. Now, there is a lovely lady, and I would adore the opportunity to meet her, but I don't know her name yet, who has published a document, and she refers to it as the sentiments of an American woman. And in this document, she makes a plea to every female in all 13 of these United States to take her sacrifice even a step further. For if we were to all, from the smallest to the greatest of us, to contribute what we can to this great cause of American liberty, just imagine what we could do to alleviate the burden of our brave men who daily are fighting, dying, and living for America. Now, I know we have asked a lot of you already, and don't think that that's lost. But understand this, Congress has its responsibility, and we'll uphold that. But imagine if your son has 2 pairs of shoes to wear instead of 1 worn pair, how he might feel. Perhaps even 2 blankets instead of 1 he has to share with another man because one sleeps part of the day and the other sleeps the other part. Or think of this, a belly filled with better food than what he's been getting. That indeed is what our men deserve and should have had throughout this war. But now we're coming to a point where people are tired. And we know they are, but no matter how tired you are at home, just imagine how tired our brave men are who have been living these many years. Now, I'm just going to offer a few of these words up so you understand precisely the company in which you're joining. Because the writer of this refers to us as the women of old. And I'll show you precisely what I mean. She's referring to our ambition, which is kindled by the same heroines of antiquity who have rendered their sex illustrious and have proved to the universe that if any weakness of our Constitution, if opinion and manners did not forbid us to march to glory by the same paths as men, we should at least equal and sometimes surpass them in our love for the public good. I glory in all that which my sex has done. It's all been great and commendable, but there is yet more that we can do. She refers to Joan of Arc. She refers to the fortitude of the mother of the Maccabees and of the women of the Bible, Deborah, Judah, of Esther. And who among you will be the next Esther? So indeed, cousin, Reverend Price, well known for giving the sermon during the day of fasting, humiliation, and prayer all those years ago, has been gracious enough to offer up a word to support our cause.
not only in Virginia, but in every colony that has a soldier fighting against the bloody tyranny of King George III. Now there are naysayers in this colony. There are naysayers in all the colonies who say we cannot win this war, who say our army is nothing but a mob and a rabble, that they stand no chance against the power of Great Britain and their bloody mercenaries, the Hessians. Yet, for all that naysaying, General Washington and his army still hold the field. What does that mean? Does that mean that the greatest army on earth cannot subdue a mob and a rabble? No! It means that they cannot subdue an army that fights for a cause greater than any cause on earth, that of liberty and freedom for all men. Now, we've had many defeats. We've had Valley Forge. And at Valley Forge, they walked through the shadow of that valley of death, and they came out still holding the field. And they fear no evil. They fear no evil against the great force of the British Army. They still hold the field. They fear no evil against the bloody Hessian mercenary. They still hold the field. They fear no evil against the pangs of hunger, fear, nakedness, and cold. Our men still hold the field. And why? Because they are protecting their wives, their sisters, their aunts, their mothers, all that is dear to them and dear to their families. And what better can we do but those wives and mothers and sisters step forward and support their cause and make sure they have enough to eat, that they are clothed, and that they are cared for in this bloody dispute that still carries on, and still we hold the field. And we shall hold the field until we gain our freedoms and liberties that are right of every man upon this earth. So come forth and show your gratitude to these men who suffer for your sake.
Know this. True to the nature of our sex, ladies, the woman who created this has come up with a very concise list of how this is to be done. 11 simple steps as to how money will be collected from every state in the Union, from every individual who is able to give. And her wording of this is, all women and girls will be received without exception to present their patriotic offering. And as it is absolutely voluntary, everyone will regulate it according to her ability and her disposition. The shilling offered by the widow or the young girl will be received, as well as the most considerable sums presented by women who have the happiness to join their patriotism by greater means. So indeed, we are not forcing anyone. We're not even asking for names, but we would invite you now to bring what Virginia currency you have. Now, I know all of you aren't from these parts, and you haven't any Virginia currency, but we would be pleased to take your name and your pledge for your own county so that your own administrators might be able to ensure support when they begin their ask for help. So indeed, if you'll be so good as to step up, give Mrs. With what you can, or your pledge, we would be honored to receive it on behalf of our brave and glorious cause.
You're poor, you don't got no money.
You're still poor.
Doing a great deal of good.
Oh no, she's having to go to the back of the line.